I'm going to be a drunk girl, a sarcastic girl, a horny girl, a rambling girl. I'll be worse than a country western song. I'll be dangerous or just in danger. I'll wear black to weddings and lie out in the sun without protection. She would be the lady in red, even though she was dressed in drab. Now that things had come to this, she couldn't believe that she and Ethan had ever joked about it. I may be married, but I'm not dead, is what they always said, each with an indulgent smile at the other. They had been beyond envy, between worlds, better than fidelity. Fools, she said out loud. We were fools. 10 o'clock on a Thursday night and the streets were full. Men with wrinkled faces and stooped shoulders hawked rings of hard bread and rolled up newspapers filled with sunflower seeds. Booksellers lined the sidewalks with fold-out tables piled with Bulgarian translations of Jackie Collins and John Grisham. Sweet corn dipped in salt water was sold from plastic tubs and metal cauldrons, and skinny women stood picking it from their teeth with long painted nails. Exotic kids, really gorgeous despite poor dentistry and lank hair, stood around joking and drinking plastic cups of cola and orange Fanta and chain-smoking Marlboro Reds. Techno music was everywhere, coming from the many black market music booths selling pirated West European dance mixes. The street was like a party. A sad party thrown in the weary Balkans, attended by exquisite-looking people, their inherent glow dimmed by the greyness of faded hand-me-down clothes. June bought some wine at a street kiosk and stopped walking when she reached the long plaza in front of the National Palace of Culture. The modern black glass building was built to be one of the glories of Sofia. At one time, Chevdar had told June, the palace had been splendid. For years now, though, there had been a water shortage, and the fountain in front was dry. The exposed pipes were brown with caked rust. A Mafia dispute had resulted in a bombing inside the underground disco, and there had never been enough money to make repairs. Exposed metal beams and wiring were still visible from the blast. On the roof there was a terrace bar with an incredible view of the city, as far as the Sheraton Sofia, the church of Sveta Nedela, and the Banja Bashi Mosque. Beyond those landmarks were the northern range of Balkan mountains, which stretched west into Macedonia, then north into Serbia, until finally meandering back into Romania. They made a beautiful backdrop to the low-lying city, but since the bombing, the riots, and the recent period of hyperinflation, no one was willing to pay with either their lives or their life savings just to sip lukewarm Zagorka beer with a view of the crumbling city. The terrace bar was now empty, and the bored waitress smoked cigarettes and ashed over the heads of those strolling below. June walked past the lighted gambling games and outdoor cafes with their broken plastic chairs and loud music, to where the sidewalks and benches were dark but not deserted. Under a distant streetlight, a boy did tricks on his bicycle, circling a woman dressed in a baggy sweater, skirt, and thick hiking socks, who danced alone in the middle of a walkway. While he did wheelies, she twirled with her eyes closed, moving like a crippled and blind ballerina. June took all of this in as she pulled a corkscrew from her purse, a corkscrew in a pocketbook, red wine in a picnic cup instead of crystal goblets. With the first sip, she imagined her mother's disapproving in a slight southern accent. June, honey, with every drink you have, you're subtracting a month from your life and a year from your beauty. June drained her cup of wine. The time to make the call was approaching. With this call, June would end the game. It had gone on long enough. Maybe at first she had been an adulteress only in her thoughts. In the end, however, she had fulfilled the physical requirement necessary to earn the title in truth. Little Jimmy McKinnon, the family friend from Texas. Despite numerous pre-adolescent slumber parties in which they had said whispered goodnights from twin beds, bathed in the glow of the endless summer palm tree nightlight that June refused to sleep without until she was 11, the two had never ever even kissed. When Jimmy, now James and now 6'2" with brown eyes, brown hair, cowboy boots and dimples, moved to Los Angeles to join the Los Feliz Theater, they had become even closer, but never that close. Not until one night when Ethan had been in Cape Town 7 weeks. One night when June hadn't received an email or phone call for 9 days, and when the flu, loneliness, and thoughts of Ethan's first serious girlfriend, a South African blonde volleyball player named Ellie, were making the wait for him to return unbearable. James had brought over some videos, a bag of Taco Bell soft tacos and a bottle of whiskey to put in tea to soothe her throat.